People love this. It's good for you.
Right, but this one looks like it's giving me the thumbs up.
So, do you have a lab partner yet?
Is there a Jin Wang here?
Wang.
This is Wayne Chung.
Wei Chen.
He's a new student and he's Chinese, like you. He's gonna tag along to all of your classes.
I found seats for us! Come on!
Except in math. He's way ahead of you in math.
I just want to be a regular guy who does regular stuff.
You made a new friend.
Just thought this year was going to be different.
I may be able to help.
What's going on?
I'm not from this world. I need your help with my quest to stop the uprising.
The gate between Earth and Heaven is opening. Okay!
You must stop it or everyone will perish. The fate of your world hangs in the balance.
I don't really see how I fit into this whole thing.
You're my guide.
Can we come up with something a little bit cooler than guide?
Servant?
Yeah, no, you're right. Guide's better.
It will be difficult and dangerous.
Be the hero. What if I'm not, though?
Fate is not decided up there, but down here.
So freaking unbelievable.
Everything is more connected than you think.
Huh.
Yay.
And we are ready to begin. So I already see a couple hands. So we'll start with US News Express.
Hello, hi, this is Maggie. Nice to meet you. My question is for Jimmy. So I was wondering, because you have a lot of dance sequence. I was wondering, do you have to do some physical trainings? What kind of preparation for you have to done for this role? And for the producer, I was just wondering, were we ever gonna find out, who is his mother, and more about Jimmy's character? Thanks.
So I'm gonna answer first.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have stunt training for 3 weeks before we start shooting, and I have to learn how to control the 金箍棒, the stick, and it was pretty hard at the beginning, but it started getting easier after I know how to communicate with the stick. Yeah.
Can I add something that Jimmy left out? When we had our casting meeting with him, this is what he said. This is what he told us. I'm a Taekwondo champion, #1. Why didn't you say that, Jimmy? Say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
He did. You did say that
right now, so everybody knows.
Well, yeah, I am actually. I am a Taekwondo champion in Taiwan.
Yeah, he got his black belt when he was 10, so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Jimmy came in hot. It was like, guys, listen, I'm a champion. You want me?
Pretty confident dude.
No, not just champion. Champion #1. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Awesome. We'll move on to our next question. Nerds rule the world. You're up next.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Heather. I just want to say I am a comic retailer first and a press member second. So, Gene, this is to you, sir. How are you feeling? One of the most popular books that a lot of kids have been able to get really excited and they can see themselves. How are you feeling that the show is right around the corner and everyone gets to see it?
Well, first, thank you. Thank you so much for being a comic book retailer. I know that the last several years have not been easy. So, and I know from just watching my own local shop deal with things, that you guys are an incredibly creative and persevering group of people. So thank you so much. Thank you for being a comic shop retailer. I've used this word a lot. It's very surreal to be in this moment, to be on the Zoom with with movie stars and TV stars, and also to sort of see the story get out to a wider audience. I remember doing the comic as a self-published comic when I was in my 20s. And the reason I self-published it was because I just didn't think that many people would be interested in a story about an Asian American boy. So to have it on Disney Plus now just shows that people can connect with our stories, and that's incredibly gratifying.
Next up, we have Fresh Pair of Eyes.
Hi, I'm Ariana. This question is for Jimmy and Daniel. How did you guys build the father-son relationship in that rapport when you're usually fighting literally physically most of the series?
I think we tried to bond as much as we could possible offset. And so it helps that Jimmy is a Warriors fan.
Yeah.
Because if he was a Lakers fan, I don't think I could have bonded with him as well. But because of that, we watched the playoffs and the finals were going on while we were filming this. So we were constantly in between fight scenes, like watching the game on my iPad and then going back out to fight. But yeah, I think it was a natural relationship. Jimmy's a good looking guy, kind of like me, and so we developed that bond over that.
I mean, you could tell Jimmy and Daniel are just lovely people, some of my favorite people. They have suspect basketball tastes. So there you go. It was a match made in heaven.
We're gonna win Game 7, Warriors.
You have to get past Game 6. That's tonight.
Yeah, it's tonight.
That's easy.
Easy.
That'll be
Done.
easy.
Done.
Yeah. Yeah, they're annoying about basketball. That's the rapport.
But yeah, Jimmy, I really admire Jimmy. He's like super hard worker. The fight scenes were not easy at all. I've spent years on wire work. It was the first time for him, and he was just like amazing with it. Totally cool cucumber all the time, never stressed out, and just good to see his work ethic. So it was easy to work with him. Easy.
Thank you.
All right. Up next is All Ages of Geek.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. So it is a AAPI month, and I kind of wanted to ask this question to both Daniel and Jimmy, but Gene and Melvin, you guys can jump in if you'd like. My question is, do you guys think that the xenophobia and the stereotypes towards Asians is getting better or worse? In recent years, like with all these new shows that are coming that are giving Asian representation, like, do you guys feel like it's has it changed for the better?
Yeah, I think things have changed a lot in the past 5 to 10 years, definitely. Especially certainly since when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, where you had very, very little representation, and if you did, it was bad representation. And now we're seeing more authentic representation, but at the same time, we're seeing, as we saw during COVID, Asian hate crimes happening, and that's a lot to do with political rhetoric outside of the entertainment business, and and it's ramping up now with talks about Cold War and this and that, and so that's things that we have to be vigilant about, and that's why representation is so important for us, because what we learned during COVID was that a lot of Americans look at Asian Americans as non-Americans, as perpetual foreigners, right? And so shows like this, and with greater diversity and more representation show that we are actually part of the American fabric. And what I love about American-born Chinese is it's telling a very specific Chinese American story, but at the same time, it's a very universal story about a kid just trying to want to fit in and figure himself out. And I think everybody in this country has felt that way in high school, at some point. And so we're trying to, with a little bit of soft power, influence people to realize that we're all the same. There really shouldn't be divisions like we have right now.
That's right.
Sorry. Go ahead, Mo.
No, go ahead, Gene. Please. No.
I was going to say, and I think in a lot of ways, Daniel's career shows the progress of Asian Americans, because Daniel is a Asian American. He grew up in the Bay Area, hence the Warrior fanness of him. But
nobody's perfect. But
but he's like a lot of people in America don't realize this, but in Asia he is like a like a mega star where he can't walk down the street without getting mobbed. He can't go into a regular restaurant and just eat a meal because he's so intensely famous. He's like a Jackie Chan level star. Like even though he's one of us, even though he's an Asian American, and the fact that he's finally able to kind of make some, like breakthrough into American culture shows that maybe America is finally ready for a real Asian American superstar.
Yeah, and I second what Gene said, and which is, you look at Daniel's career. We're about the same age, and he went to Asia, to be in stuff, and there was a huge part of when we were growing up, and even when I was getting started in this business, where it just wasn't a thing we did, which was Asian American lead, right? And I mean, I'm sure he has a really interesting point of view on it now that he's like back in the States, coming back to the industry, which is, now we have shows like American Born Chinese and movies like Crazy Rich Asians and whatnot. And then we're like, importing Jimmy Liu from Taiwan, and I think all of that helps the overall idea of narrative change for Asian Americans.
Mm.
Yeah.
Up next, we have the Geek Riot.
Hi, it's Shireen from Geek Girl Riot, and
Hi.
this is for Gene and Melvin. And looking at the graphic novel, some of the conversations have taken on new shapes. How did you and the rest of the creative team go about reshaping this story while maintaining the essence that so many of us love?
Yeah. Go ahead, Melvin.
No, I was going to throw it to you, Gene, but I was going to say that it's a pity that our colleague Kelvin, you couldn't be here, but because I think he's like the genius showrunner that figured out a really good version of this, and I think this sort of connects to Gene's hesitance on adapting it to begin with, and let's just connect that, Gene.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It is. I am sad too. I think we all are that Kelvin couldn't join us because he put so much of his brain and his heart into this show. I can't really imagine anybody else being able to do what he did. But I was very hesitant for a very long time. I had a little bit of interest early on. The book was published in 2006, and I was always hesitant because I was worried that some of the parts of the book would be adapted poorly. And if you adapt it poorly, then you actually might undermine the point. You might undermine the message. Ultimately, Kelvin and Melvin and I, we had multiple conversations. And from those conversations, I got the sense that these guys really got it. These guys really understood. Early on, we made the decision to move the story from like the vague 80s, 90s, which is when the book is set, to 2023, to a modern day story. And the conversation about Asian Americans has changed from then until now. So the hope is that both the book and the television series express the same core, and that they're kind of in dialogue with each other. That when you read the book and then also watch the show, you kind of get a sense of how Asian America has changed over the last 17 years.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have time for one more question, and next up is going to be Mama's Geeky.
Hi, guys. Thank you for taking the time today. Jimmy, I wanted to talk to you. Can you talk about working with Michelle? Because I love some of your scenes together.
Oh, she is like a very warm and kind, she's like really auntie to me, because when we're on set, she's always like hugging me and give me a how do I say this? Anyway, she's like really kind, and the scenes we shoot together, and I've been really happy to be with her. Yeah.
Great, and I think that is a wrap on this press junket.